To all of our local, regional and international viewers, thank you kindly for choosing us here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. My dear friends, a very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Salisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower and answer those unanswered questions. It's time to get your notebook and your pen out so you could take notes and important numbers that will be helpful for you and your loved ones. I am Zalisa Budu Singh Rupani, humbly inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy. We're going to have a great show today as we continue to inform, educate, empower and answer those unanswered questions. Directing this morning and in master control, we've got Mr. Philip. On behalf of the team, we'd like to wish each and every one of you a beautiful, blessed, productive and great day today, reminding you life is what you make of it. My dear friends, happy Tuesday, 30th September 2025. Let me gently remind you, it is a day and time we will never have the opportunity to ever have again in life. Don't procrastinate, don't waste your time. Do something productive and constructive with your day and time. And if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours. And let me remind you again, tomorrow is not promised. So remember to say I love you. Remember to say thank you. Remember to say you matter. You know, have that spirit of gratitude. And with that, I really did not want to mention anything regarding me, but I really want to thank all those of you from 2 o'clock this morning, all the messages I've been getting near and far here in Trinidad and Tobago and around the world. I just want to say thank you for your beautiful messages. I've received them. I'm full of gratitude and I'm very thankful for remembering this day. And you know,
on behalf of the staff of Real TV, we all want to wish you a very happy birthday.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nick. I really appreciate it. I really did not want to do anything. Today it's going to be a very quiet day. I'm going to be working and just spending the evening with my daughter Malika. And I will say this to you. We need to understand that despite the challenges we face, or when we feel broken, or when we feel lost, or when we feel doors have been closed in our face, we must always have a reason to be thankful to God. There's always a miracle. And so this morning from 2 o'clock, I started getting messages from family and friends and oh gosh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Phil. Phil is my director, right? Thank you so much. Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Very thoughtful. I will. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. But I want to say this because I don't want to. It's important that I share how I feel. So I started getting messages and I got a little emotional. But then my father called me. And my father started, as a matter of fact, I was on the phone with my brother and I said, Mike, Daddy's calling. Let me take this call. And my father started singing to me and he blessed me. And I said to him, Daddy, this is about the greatest gift I could receive. Being able to be blessed to have my parents, my siblings, my child, and the loved ones, my staff. I'm so blessed that very often we neglect to understand how truly blessed we are because we're looking at the hurt and the pain and the challenges and the problems and everything, but we don't take time to look at the beauty of life and what we have. There are children today that don't have parents. I don't have my husband. Today was my birthdays with him every year. He made it really very special. He spoiled me unconditionally. But I have my daughter that got up this morning and said, Mommy, you're the best mommy in the whole world. And that is what matters to me. My mom called, my father called, my brothers, my sister, the messages I got from the people that are close and dear to me, Dr. Vidya, thank you, and to Suzanne Morgan and my aunties and so many people that remember this special day. Moons, thanks to you too. And all, if I forget names, forgive me, because I really got a lot of messages. And so I just want to say thanks to all of you for remembering me and holding me close and dear to your heart. But more importantly, wishing me all those beautiful blessings. I embrace them and welcome them. So any one of you are celebrating a birthday today as well, happy birthday to you, and God's choicest blessings. Let's go to our quote for today, and thanks again to my beautiful staff. Let's go to our quote, and our quote says, "You are not weak for struggling. You are strong for facing your battles head on." And this is so true. Sometimes people look at you and they think you're weak, you're less than who you are because you're struggling. But I want you all to know today that you are strong for facing your battles, for getting up and fighting life every day and making it happen. And that is what matters. The now that we create for tomorrows, yeah? That came to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. Check them out.
Step into the colors and flavors of India at the India in Style Expo opposite the Center of Excellence Mokoya. Dive into our Indian Food Festival featuring a delicious variety, plus explore vibrant Indian clothing, elegant outfits for the entire family, perfect for every occasion. Open daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. opposite the Center of Excellence in Mokoya. Get ready, Shoguners! The Fab India Expo is back, starting on September 18th, right opposite the Medford gas station, Shoguners. Shop authentic Indian fashion, food, jewelry, home decor, and much more. Don't miss out the Fab India Expo opposite Medford gas station, Shoguners, your one-stop cultural destination.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. You know, I always explain the importance of your health because your health is your wealth. And in as much as it's birthdays, it's very important to recognize and tell yourself, I need to take care of my health, because if I don't take care of my health, it is your wealth. When you have poor health, you don't suffer alone, but also your loved ones. And that's why you really have to take the initiative and always be on top of things when it comes to your health. Today I'm in conversation with a daughter of this soil, but she's living abroad for many, many years. I'm speaking of no other than Dr. Kalauti Oghi. She is a board-certified doctor of internal medicine. She's just here in Trinidad on vacation, so we're very fortunate to have her with us. And she's going to be talking to us about the importance of early screening when it comes to preventing chronic diseases. Doctor, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's so nice to have
Yes.
you spend some time with us here on Real TV, and I know that you're here on holiday,
Yes,
but you've
ma'am.
made some time for us, so we certainly do appreciate
My
that.
pleasure, my pleasure. It's always important to educate everyone about their body, because without our health,
Yeah,
we have nothing.
our health is our wealth,
Our
and
health
as we
is
say,
our wealth.
prevention is better
than a
than cure.
Sure.
And that's what we're talking about today.
Yes.
Prevention, early screening, signs that we may see that we often take for granted, but now we need to pay attention and say, I need to get help, I
Yes.
need to take care of myself, and time is of essence.
Yes.
Doc, in terms for the benefit of our viewers, when we say chronic diseases, exactly what are we talking about?
A chronic disease is really defined as a disease a condition or a symptom that's going on for more than 3 months. At least this is the American standard. Some places in Europe, they would say a chronic disease is a symptom that has been going on for more than 6 months. However, if you're having a symptom that is persistent, it is worth it to go to your doctors, get that checked out, look at it, and if they prescribe something and those symptoms have not resolved itself, you need to return, because your body is telling you there's something wrong. And by testing, let's say the doctor sends you home and change your medicine, for instance, and that still hasn't resolved. Be persistent and follow up with your doctor, because something is absolutely wrong. Our body is our best teller. They tell us what is wrong. Something is wrong. And if we neglect it, it can then become chronic, and it may be too late to fix that problem.
Too late to fix that problem. I always say to our viewers, the importance of documenting your visits to the doctor.
Yes.
A little bit of perhaps what was discussed, but more importantly, the medication, times and things like that, very important. Because sometimes the doctor would prescribe take after meals or before meals, but we
Sure.
neglect to do those things. And
Sure.
that is extremely important, to follow instructions.
Following instructions is extremely important. I would say even a young person should have someone with them when they go to a doctor's visit. Because you have two sets of eyes and two sets of ears extra to say, but mommy, the doctor said this. And you may say, no, I don't remember him saying that or her saying that. And I would also recommend, I tell this to all my patients, make sure when you go, you get a copy of your doctor's notes and what their recommendations are and your medical test. So you always have that with you. Let's say that doctor is not available for your follow-up when they say they need to follow up. Doctors get sick too, may not be there. At least you have your notes so you can take it with you when you go
Yeah.
follow up. So whoever's with you, your care is consistent.
Yeah.
They see what was done, they see how it was done, what was recommended, and you can tell them half truth and say, well, doc, I really stuck to everything you said, even though you may not have. But not telling the doctor the absolute truth. Let's say it says take it with meal, take it after meal, and you might have forgotten and didn't take it before your meal and didn't. That is very important. Certain medications must be totally alone in your stomach. Totally alone, especially if it treats heartburn, reflux, gastrointestinal disease, GERD, which is gastroesophageal reflux disease, irritable bowel syndrome. They need to be in your gut completely alone, so the hydrochloric acid in your gut can break down that medicine, send it where it's supposed to be, so the symptoms that would occur if you didn't take that medicine would be subside, would go away. And let's say you're not doing that and you come back to the doctor and you say, hey doc, this medicine isn't working. Well, first of all, you didn't take it as prescribed. So you need to take ownership for your responsibility. It's
Yeah.
not just us prescribing it. We need your cooperation. It's us, you and I together in taking care of your health.
Excellent.
So if you don't do your part, we can do our part. Now we may say, oh my goodness, this medicine was not good for this patient, but that's unfair on the medicine if you weren't taking it
On
properly
time.
to
No
begin
discipline.
with.
No discipline.
Correct.
I think also the takeaway and win-win of that situation of writing and documenting and having notes, in case of an emergency,
Yes.
they pick up that book immediately, take it to the hospital or the doctor, and it would probably save running a lot of blood tests and things like that, and get you follow,
And that's
save a lot of time.
And that's what I said. Try to leave with a copy of their progress notes. Try to leave with a copy of the medicine they prescribed, how they prescribed it, what you're allergic to, your medical history, a brief medical history. Always have that written down. Carry it with you. Make several copies. Carry a copy in your wallet, your purse. Have it on your person. Have it somewhere available in your home. And someone else in your home knows about where that is. So if there's an
Correct.
emergency, they don't want to be rifling through you looking for this. It's there. They can pick it up, take it with you to the hospital, and that will save a lot of searching and starting over.
You said something that I think is so important, and it's a point that I want to elaborate on, and that is when you go to the doctor, you take someone with you. So try not to send your parents or grandparents or aunties and uncles alone to the doctor. You're very correct, because what you may forget to ask, or you may forget that they've said, someone else can take notes and pick up on it. That's a
Exactly.
brilliant point
Yes.
you've raised.
And even if it's a younger person, because the younger person, they may be younger, However, they're inundated with information and medical lingo in which they may not fully understand.
Correct.
So if you have someone else with you, you can go home, decipher that medical lingo, and first of all, a good doctor will not leave a patient and speak medical lingo with them. They will break it down. I always tell my patients, okay, I'm going to break this down and talk to you as if you're 3 years old.
Yeah.
Don't be offended.
No.
Because if you don't understand fully what I am expected of you, then you're not going to be compliant to what we're doing for your health. And that is what's important. And that person with you, feel no shame. You don't feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
We come from a culture in which our parents, our grandparents kept a lot of their medical histories a secret.
Yes.
And we don't know about it. And
Very true.
That legacy has to be broken. And so you take your children with you. Let them know what's going on.
Correct.
Don't let it be when you're on your last breath. Then you're trying to, they're trying to figure it out now. Or you've passed. And they're now going to the doctor saying, I'm having these symptoms. No one in my family had it. But you don't know if that person who's passed has had it.
Correct. We're going to take a short break at this time. Another thing that's really important for you to always understand is don't be intimidated or afraid to ask a question. Ask and you shall receive. And that's why you go to the doctor. So if you don't understand something, you simply say, Doc, can you please explain that? Because I really don't understand. Ask and you shall receive. With that, let's go to these important messages. Stay with us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Need it for your home? Need it for your business? Need it for your biggest project yet? Point Lisa Steel Products has it all. From doors, taps, locks and tools to steel beams, concrete blocks, decking sheets and everything in between. Trusted by families, trusted by builders, trusted across Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. Call 3870418, 3870419 or connect with us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. Point Lisa Steel Products, where strength meets everyday life.
Need reliable auto care? Come to Champfleur Auto Services Limited, where quality meets reliability every time. We handle all mechanical repairs, provide durable batteries, tires, and precise wheel alignment. And we are the sole distributors of Devanti tires. We also carry a full range of car accessories to suit your vehicle. As a certified inspection station, we even offer fast and convenient pickup and delivery at no extra cost, so you don't have to worry about a thing. Stop by at number 1 Industrial Lane, Champfleur, or call 662-6545 or 662-6572 today. Champfleur Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop.
Your community matters, and your news deserves to be heard. From religious events and sports days to fundraisers, markets, and cultural celebrations, Real TV is your platform to share it all. Send us your announcements and let's spread the word together, because strong communities are built on connection. Real TV, real facts, real talk, real community.
Call us today at 292-6470 or WhatsApp us at 384-7142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa, to all of our local, regional, international viewers, all those of you on the Caribbean, Showtime Television in Canada, all those of you on the Tego app, remember to download it on your phone and take it with you. Take Real TV with you anytime in real time, all right? Where we continue to inform, educate, empower, and answer those unanswered questions. Today I'm in conversation with Dr. Kalauti Ogi, and she's here to talk to us about the importance of early screening when it comes to preventing chronic diseases. And when we talk about chronic diseases, we talk about hypertension, diabetes, and so many other diseases that we take, we just take for granted until it comes on, we get sick, and then immediately we want to take a magic wand or a magic pill and think it will disappear, not realizing that it took years to get there. Even obesity.
Yes.
Yes. And it's not about fat shaming, but sometimes it's about being healthy. It's about being healthy, giving yourself the opportunity to live longer, to be healthier, things like that.
Absolutely. Everything in moderation. In my lifetime, I've been practicing medicine since 1987, and I live in Florida, Clearwater, and I've had the misfortune of treating 3 athletes who died after running marathons. And these are people who are totally fit, very health conscious. And then we have people who are, according to their body mass index, we call it the BMI, they're over their body mass index, which means they're overweight. However, those people, their numbers came back perfect. They didn't have high blood pressure, they didn't have hypertension, they didn't have diabetes. Well, neither did these guys, these young athletes. However, they pushed themselves too hard. Everything has to be in moderation. In moderation. They ate a very extreme diet, these athletes. And these people who were overweight, they may have also been maybe eating an extreme diet of fats and sugars and things that pile up and leads to diseases. So no matter what your body type is, it's never too early to get yourself screened, get yourself weighed, learn what your body mass index is, get blood work, get a comprehensive set of blood work, learn if you have diabetes, get a chest x-ray. It doesn't have to be done every year. If you've smoked when you were a teenager, don't feel, well, I'm in my 30s and I've stopped smoking, I don't have to worry about it. That is not so. It does not show up when you're a teenager. Vaping. Vaping was considered the alternative to smoking. Vaping is worse than smoking. Vaping comes in as an inhalant. It's like a humidifier that you pull in. However, what's mixed in that solution is oil. And when that oil gets into the lung, oil does not mix with water. It stays and moves to the base of your lungs, and you can never cough that up. That will stay there forever. Forever. So, and
a lot of people think it's a fashion, it's a style,
trendy,
and it's trending, and they
cool.
think exactly.
They can do it indoors. It's not cool, and it's not trendy, and it's
stealing your life every day.
Every day.
Every day, when you vape or you smoke or you drink alcohol and you don't do it in moderation, let me tell you something. You yourself, you're taking away your own life. You're a day closer to it. That's reality. And we have control of these things, which would bring me to the point, Doc, in terms of diet and exercise.
Yes.
You started off by talking about when it's too late in terms of not have proper screening or go to the doctor and run some tests and make sure you're okay and things like that. And we wait last minute when and then it's too late. So talk to us a little bit about the importance of diet and exercise. Now, I know you've been living and you practice medicine abroad for many, many years. You come here because this is your home, Trinidad, your birthplace, and you come to visit. But our eating habits are completely different to those. And I think perhaps it's because of the choices that we make and the options that we have. Now, I'm not knocking doubles because I love doubles.
So do I.
Right? And I don't have it every day, but when I do have it, I enjoy it. I love it. But we should understand there are those that have it every day religiously. And for many reasons, because it's affordable, because they think it's delicious, they're addicted to it. But if we have too much, like you said, and you use the term, you
Moderation.
do things in moderation.
Yes.
Talk to us about the importance of diet and exercise.
So not only going to your doctor to get a basic checkup, but also you have to take your responsibility, do your part in this, which is exercise. Exercise does not mean you have to necessarily join a gym. You can exercise at home, light weights, repetition. Even if you don't have weights, a can of anything, 16 ounces, and use that as your weights for your, for your arms. And you can do so many different exercises with that, with your arms and your legs, simply sitting in a chair if you cannot get up, and doing leg raises and toe lifts and stretching your back out, stretching your neck out, and then you work yourself up into, I feel like I'm ready for a treadmill, maybe. Or outside it's free. You don't need a treadmill. You can walk outside, walk around your house, make several trips around your house if you feel it's unsafe to go outside of your house. Make several trips around your house, go up and down those stairs. If you can't make it up one set of stairs, try at least 3, then come down, and then keep progressing. Give yourself a 2-week period in those 3 steps, and then you increase your steps as you move forward. So what you're doing is you're not only cardiovascularly helping your circulation, you're strengthening the muscle. The heart is one of the strongest muscle in our body, and we need to work that heart, and we don't do enough of that. And so cardiovascular exercise is working that heart. And when you work your heart, you also expand your lungs. You teach your lung to be able to hold in more breath and work together in symbiotic relationship with your heart. And then the brain gets more oxygen. Then our legs get more oxygen. Every part of our body benefits from it. And there is no written word that says, I have to start this only when I'm diagnosed with a problem. You start this when you're still healthy.
Exactly. And even if you're short on finances to go to the gym, or to go to classes, for Zumba classes or whatever, or let's just say you're afraid, you live in a neighborhood where you're not sure of what's happening on the outside. As Doc said, you walk in your home, around your home, go
Or
up and
inside.
down the steps, dance. It's
Yes.
free, dance. And dancing brings a whole different side of you, I do that
Dancing.
with my daughter all the time.
Dancing
We
and
just
singing.
dance.
Singing is not just for the shower where no one can hear you, okay? Sing and dance.
Yes.
And dancing brings out certain chemicals in our brain called endorphins. Those are our happy chemicals. And we don't care what you look like when you dance. No one does. You shouldn't care what you look like, because that is your free zone. You be yourself and you dance and move. We're not saying go and do these aerobics and do something that's going to hurt yourself, but move. And I'll tell you this, when we walk and we actually put pressure on our heel and our foot, and even from dancing, it actually stimulates our brain to produce more calcium, so our bones become stronger.
Excellent.
And that is not
advice.
just for women, that is also for men, because men do develop osteoporosis also. And as women, it's talked about more with women. However, it's equal with men. Women do get it worse than men, but just that pressure, the gravitational force from under your foot to the earth, that stimulates calcium growth in your bone, and that is what's important.
So, Doc, let me ask, you talk about both men and women, right? Let me ask this. A lot of women say, well, I'm sweeping and mopping the house. That's exercise. Is that exercise?
No, that is not exercise. That's an
Pay
activity.
attention, ladies.
That is an activity. It's not considered an exercise, because when you sweep and mop, you're stopping to now drain that mop, clean it, then you're going to start mopping again. This exercise should be a non-stop. If you feel you're out of breath, and out of breath is defined as you cannot speak one sentence without having to stop to take a breath. If you feel that way, slow down what you're doing, but continue doing it. Don't stop. Continue doing it. And if you can continue doing it for at least 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, that is what the definition of exercise is.
Okay, good. That's a good point you've just shared there. Because I was about to ask, how long should we spend in terms of exercising or moving and dancing or,
Sure.
or walking or running or
Sure.
exercising? And you said 20, 30 minutes per day?
Per day.
Per day.
Per day.
20, 30 minutes per day, constant move. Not sweeping and mopping, dancing, walking, running,
And you
walking
could
up and down the
increase
steps.
that as you go along.
Okay.
And if you increase it to, let's say 60 minutes, and the next day you wake up and you feel, oh my goodness, I feel so sore, skip that day. And we recommend, if you're going for more than 60 minutes, for more than an hour, you do it every other day. Because
Okay.
when you exercise, your body produces something called lactic acid. That sits in your muscles and makes your muscles very sore. And what will happen is when you get sore, you feel discouraged. Oh, I can't do that now. So then you stop. And that's not going to help. Let your body get that recovery period, drink a lot of water, and the next day go right back to it.
Consistency matters.
Yes.
Consistency matters.
Yes.
This is the program Conversations with Zelisa. Let's go to these important messages. Stay with us.
Building something great? Start with the best foundation. At Badesi Transport Limited, we deliver top quality aggregate materials, fast, reliable, and right to your site. From gravel to sand to stone, we've got what you need at prices you can afford. And that's not all. We also offer equipment rentals, including trucks, backhoes, and excavators. For more information, call us at 665-3437 or WhatsApp 795-5672.
Looking for a full-time secondary school where your child feels safe, supported, and inspired? Experience the difference at Upper Level Educational Institute. Our passionate teachers and interactive classes ensure students remain actively engaged and excited to learn. Classes are also available part-time for students, repeaters, and adult learners. Sign up for any part-time subject and get CSEC Math free. Upper Level, a great place to learn, where students come first. Register today.
Planning a concert, conference, wedding, or cultural celebration? Let Real TV broadcast your event to the world. From live streaming and on-air coverage to global reach across TV and online platforms, we make sure your big moments are seen and heard everywhere. We offer professional production, worldwide exposure, and an unforgettable impact. Don't just host your event. Let us share it with the world. Contact Real TV today, where your story becomes everyone's experience.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. Today I'm in conversation with Dr. Kalauti Ogi, a daughter of this soil. However, she's lived abroad and practiced medicine for many, many years. She's actually here on vacation, but of course is very kind enough to spend some of her time here with us this morning as she continues to inform and educate us when it comes to our health that very often, including myself, we take for granted. Doc, I want to talk about some of the signs that are there. Our body's warning us, but we take it for granted. We think, well, it's stress. I had a stressful day, or it's because of my commitments for everything, and I have a headache every day. And so you keep pumping pills and taking and think it's okay.
Right.
So many things that we probably see and it's happening to our body, and we take it very casual and we let it be. What are some of those signs that we need to pay serious attention to and get to the doctor?
Yes. Okay. Well, headaches, and we feel they're stress headaches, we feel they're work headaches, we feel it's something maybe that we're just overworking, we're nervous, we have an important project coming up. Whenever you have pain anywhere in your body, That's your body's way of saying, hey, something is wrong, something is wrong, something is wrong. When you take something for it over the counter, or even prescribed, you may go to the doctor one time and he might say, this is a one-time thing, it's a one-off. They put a Band-Aid on it. That symptom comes back, something is wrong, needs further testing. For instance, with a headache, what if you have a brain tumor? What if you have an aneurysm? Those are lethal diagnosis. And if those things happen, those could be they're life-threatening, truly life-threatening. And otherwise, it could be simple other things. For instance, our head is made up of our sinuses. Trinidad, I understand, as in Florida, we do get the Saharan dust. It does have some benefits to our land and crops, yes. People may not believe so, however it does. But when we breathe in that Saharan dust, it causes swelling of our sinuses. There are cells called mast cells, M-A-S-T, mast cells activation. And the Saharan dust is an allergen, just like if you smell a flower and that pollen gets up into your nostril, and that will stimulate you to sneeze, and that causes more mast cells, which is other known as histamine, to affect the sinuses. And not just the sinuses, the soft tissues in our face, our eyes, our ears, our mouth, our throat. And those things, when they swell enough, will cause headaches. It could be unilateral, bilateral, and you may feel facial pressure. Your eyes may feel like they're gritty, they're burning, and you may treat those symptoms with eye drops and so forth, but you need to get that looked at further, because that could lead to chronic eye infection, chronic sinusitis, chronic headaches, chronic migraines, when it could be a simple antihistamine that is sold over the counter to stop those mast cells from being released, and those symptoms could be resolved very quickly.
Doc, in terms of prescribed drugs and the alternative now, I know a lot of people in Trinidad are exploring the option of go back to Mother Earth,
Sure.
natural. What are your thoughts on that?
Most of our medicines have come from plants. Yes, they have. Most of our medicines have come from plants. And early on, that is what we were doing. Most of our medicines were in a liquid form, which were extracts from plants. However, as we evolved in science, we evolved in the molecular breakdown of what that plant is made up of, and now we can make it synthetically. And of course, there are some byproducts that is made with those plants. However, we have to put some byproducts in there in order to preserve that pill. Because in nature preserves itself, you know. But when we make it from natural things in the earth, there's no preservative, so it spoils faster. It may not be as effective as when you first made it. So you don't make a batch for a year. So homeopathic medicine and holistic medicine is still an option. It's a very good option. However, we as doctors, we cannot quantify and tell you exactly how much of that liquid you should drink or take, because when you make that potion at home, you're using a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Sometimes you may use a little more of one thing than the other. With the medicine, we have the exact quantity of that product, that chemical that we want to take effect in your body. We can quantify that to a T.
Good.
And so our goal is we start low, we go slow. So if we have to adjust, we know there's only one way to adjust. We start you at a low dose, and we go up, and we wait a couple of weeks, and then we reevaluate, and until we get you to the proper dosing.
I would like you to talk to us a little bit about, we have prescribed drugs from our medicine from our doctor.
Sure.
And then, so we go by brother, sister, go with somewhere, neighbor, and we recognize
And
they started taking something and they're looking good, and you know, since I'm taking this for my diabetes are good, or since I'm taking this for my hypertension are good, or I started doing this, and and so we have a prescription, we have rules from our doctor that we're taking prescribed drugs for whatever health concern we may have, but then we now go to the pharmacy and pick up something else. How good or bad is that? Because a lot of people do that.
It's bad.
You heard that?
It's bad. It's bad for several reasons. Number one, that person, whether it's your uncle, auntie, your grandma, they don't know what else is wrong with you. So that could actually create an allergic reaction or an adverse reaction in your body. No two people are identical.
Great.
None of us are. So it's individualized for you. So what may work for your auntie or your grandmother or your sister, I'm not saying it may not work for you. However, what if you, let's just say they're taking something for hypertension, high blood pressure, and they say, this works great for my blood pressure. You should try this, girl, and you try it. Now, if you are having some sort of kidney failure, mild, moderate, or severe kidney failure, that drug could actually shut your kidneys down. Then what? You're going to get on a list for a kidney transplant?
Yeah.
And then the doctors are going to be scratching their head saying, well, how did this kidney shut down? Because you're now afraid to tell them, well, you know, I borrowed my auntie's pills. And my grandmother said this worked for her, so I took that. And so it's not recommended that you borrow other people, take what they recommend that the doctor has prescribed for them. It may not be for you, because you don't know what other underlying diseases you may have or may not have that you're treating. So it's not a great idea.
And sometimes it's as simple as you go on social media, you know, because this person, or you see something and you reckon, oh, this is, but it may not work with you.
Yes.
So please speak to a doctor trained and certified.
A lot of patients will come to us and say, well, doc, I read this on Google, that Google says this is what I should be taking. And I said, well, has Google listened to your heart and your lungs and looked in your ears and your eyes and your nose and have, no, well, then Google is just giving you a generalized statement. Are you a generalized person? No, you're a unique individual, unique. And that's why doctors, we're hands-on. If you go to a doctor and they don't lay hands on you, they don't listen to your heart, they don't listen to your lung, they don't examine your lymph nodes, they don't look into your eyes, your ears, and other places, I would say find yourself another doctor.
And I'm happy that you said that. That is important. The relationship or communication that you have with your doctor is extremely important.
Absolutely.
I'm happy that you've said that.
It must be one of trust, mutual trust. And if you're not happy with that one, there are others, because if you have a bad feeling, if you walk out of there with more questions than answers, and you go back, you think, well, let me give them a second chance. You give them a second chance, and you're still not walking away, please find yourself another doctor.
Exactly, because the doctor, let me tell you, I've heard and I've seen this. Okay, yes, one or two questions. All right, take this. 5 minutes, you're out of there.
Yes.
And perhaps because of the rush, or that you're waiting 2 hours to see that doctor.
Sure.
You're sitting there and waiting.
Sure.
And then you go there, it's as if no interaction, no questions, you don't have
It's
the
like an
opportunity.
assembly line.
Yeah, exactly. So out of there, go, whatever. But you are absolutely correct. Find another doctor. There are many other options and many other people, and you need to build a relationship. A relationship in the sense that you are open and you feel very free to be able to communicate, to ask questions about your body,
it goes both
about
ways.
your health. Yes.
It could be that doctor is not truly listening to you, or you may feel you're not being heard. If you feel you're not being heard, that is the most important thing, because you know your body better than any doctor would know your body.
Correct.
And if you feel you're not being heard, do not be silent. You find yourself another doctor.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And that choice is yours, you know, whether you're going to allow your time, because it matters with your health.
Your time is very important.
Yeah, and it matters in
Yes.
terms of questions that you may want to ask, little things that are happening, and you need to discuss it. Now, I'm not telling you to go overboard and
go
you know,
doctor
some,
shopping.
And some people also take advantage of that relationship with a doctor at midnight because they call it. You know, you need to be respectful of people's time.
Yes, yes.
You need to not cross that line, but you also need to have a relationship with your doctor. And another thing is, a lot of people, and I also believe it's good to have a second opinion at first.
Absolutely.
You get a second opinion, and with that we know how we feel and we know who we feel comfortable with.
Absolutely.
And so yes, that's fine. But you really need to be able to have a good relationship in terms of communication so that you could ask questions. Ask and you shall receive. There's no question that you ask that's a stupid one because you're seeking an answer.
And when you go to your, I'm sorry, Julie.
No, please.
When you go to your doctor, discuss what is going on with you. Because what's going on with you is the most, you are there because of you. Don't say, well, you know, doc, my husband or my sister has been having this problem. Can you recommend something? No, no, no. Let them make their own visit. This is your time. You are important. You are important. You are important. So
very good point. Yes, it's true. Well, doc, you know, my husband having these. Let him go to the doctor. Let him do his blood tests. Let him have his personal one-on-one time with the doctor.
Sure.
And this what you do for yourself. Ensure, because you're, as the doc said, your body. We are all different. We're made up differently. We may look alike. We may sound alike, but the fact is, when it comes to our health and who we are in our bodies, we're different. So, of course, we will have to have different approaches in order to get the right solution to the problem. Yeah? Let's go to these important messages. Stay with us.
Puja materials at perfect prices are at Prem Singh's Puja Bhavan, and for Navratri, we're fully stocked. Need mithai? We make them nice and tasty by order every day. Get fresh dahi, paper suhari leaves, jandi bamboo, plus wooden beedi boxes and pirhas. For your devotion, use our ready-made Devi tar. It's rich in color and made from premium ingredients. Don't miss our assortment of Ayurveda health and cosmetic products, Tulsi teas from Organic India, and a range of Girnar and GB teas. Fasting? Our QREP branch has all the vegetarian products, Indian groceries, curries, and spices you'll need. While there, have a look at our variety of healing crystal jewelry. Prem Singh's Puja Bhavan, 11 St. Ives Street, Chagonas, opposite the Charlieville taxi stand, and at the corner of Watt Street, QREP. Call 663-6084. Visit us today. It's a family tradition, serving the nation and Dharma.
Step into the colors and flavors of India at the India in Style Expo opposite the Center of Excellence Mokoya. Dive into our Indian Food Festival featuring a delicious variety, plus explore vibrant Indian clothing, elegant outfits for the entire family, perfect for every occasion. Open daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. opposite the Center of Excellence in Mokoya. Get ready, Shogunas! The Fab India Expo is back, starting on September 18th, right opposite the Medford gas station, Shogunas. Shop authentic Indian fashion, food, jewelry, home decor, and much more. Don't miss out on the Fab India Expo opposite Medford gas station, Shogunas, your one-stop cultural destination.
Welcome to Tuna's Auto Spares and Accessories Limited. We supply new and foreign used parts for all makes of vehicles. Visit our locations at 247 Kakandi Road, Felicity. Call 672-7765. 158 Southern Main Road, Warrenville. Call 672-7769 and 53A Pear Road, Charlieville. Call 672-2333. You can also WhatsApp us at 469-4822 or 469-4823. Our opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sundays and public holidays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Killman is a real dog, you know. Killman is a real dog out here. Nah! That's what you saying he do? After he talked that big game and nothing? If you search up red flag, you will see he face we. I don't understand.
But he ain't do nothing wrong.
But how you know he do nothing wrong?
Because you could see it. You just have an opinion and you voice your opinion to your friend and making him man look like a dog.
But he's a dog.
Because you say so.
He's a dirty dog. You know the backstory here?
But if the same way you going on where you're saying and I going on where I say it, I have a different opinion to you.
Yeah, but that's my opinion.
Well, I'm not saying you can't have your opinion, but your opinion wrong.
But you know what is my next opinion? Why you minding my business?
Because you're talking loud, your business is we business.
Why I don't understand only.
You could have managed.
Coming your way every Tuesday and Thursday on Real TV from 7 to 9 p.m. It's not just love. It's not just reality. It's love versus reality. Expect the passion, the drama, the twists you never saw coming, and the moments that make you question, is it true love or just reality biting back? Only on Real TV, where reality hits different.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zalisa. It's Tuesday and you know what's happening on a Tuesday. It's Love and Reality from 6 o'clock right here on Real TV. And right after that, we've got the Future of Talk with Heavy and TC right here on Real TV. It's where you need to be. So tell your friends and family, like it and share it. Ultimate in programming, all right? So stick and stay with us. But right now, Conversations with Zalisa. I'm in conversation with Dr. Kalauti Ogi, and she is a board-certified doctor of internal medicine. And this morning, she's here sharing her wealth of knowledge and experience over 30 years, 3 decades of practice in medicine abroad, and sharing her wealth of knowledge with us. Doc, in terms of when we talk about, and I think we're so bombarded with it here in Trinidad, that we all know of someone in our family or many people in our family when it comes to diabetes and hypertension, high blood pressure. It's like a marriage.
Yes.
So your grandparents, your parents, the elder ones, and then do you think it's passed on, or can we prevent? What do we do to break that?
Diabetes is considered an autoimmune disease. It really is. However, it could be idiopathic also, which means it does not have to run in your family. You can get it. But if it runs in your family on both sides, you're almost guaranteed you're going to get it at some point. Now, that has a lot to do with your diet. Trinidad, even in the U.S., we're an unhealthy society also. We eat a lot of fast foods, junk foods, and so forth. Mm-hmm. But the carbohydrates, the rice, the pasta, the potato, the roti, those things contribute because our body doesn't recognize pasta when we eat it. It breaks it down into sugar and starch. Burns off the sugar, stores the sugar, burns off the starch. So that sugar is going where? It's going to stay in your bloodstream. And eventually, it's going to keep going higher, higher, higher. One day you go to your doctor, you get a glucose check. They say your sugar is high. Well, then now it's panic. Oh my goodness, I have diabetes. Well, so changing your diet is one effective way. Exercising also to burn off that sugar is another very healthy way. The reason why hypertension or high blood pressure goes along with diabetes is like, imagine salt and a dry sponge, salt water and a dry sponge. That sponge will absorb that water so fast, and that is what sugar is in our bloodstream. When we have high sugar in our bloodstream, it absorbs the water in our cells. So people with diabetes may have swollen feet, swollen hands, but yet they may still feel dry mouth, dry tongue, because they're dehydrated. The water is moving in and out of the cells inappropriately. And one of the easiest way to check is not that if you're afraid of needles, start with the urinalysis. The glucose molecule is too big to move through the cells of the kidneys. So you will see that passing through in your urine. So go do a urinalysis, start with that. But definitely a comprehensive metabolic workup is necessary. Make sure when you go to your doctor, they check your blood pressure. If they use a machine, ask them to also check it manually. A machine is a machine. A machine can always be broken, malfunction. It may not give you a proper reading. If the cuff is on too tight, it'll give you an abnormal reading. They should do a manual blood pressure on you. That is the most accurate way. Nothing better than our ears to hear what's going on with your blood pressure.
Doc, you talk about water, and we're told, we've learned from children, you should have at least 8 glasses of water. If one should decide they want more, 12 glasses is too much water, too bad?
You could have, there is such a thing as too much water, because we have electrolytes, sodium, potassium, chloride, calcium, in our vascular system, in our bloodstream. And if you have too much water without those electrolytes, we could actually dilute those things out, and those will cause problems in our body. If you dilute out your sodium, your potassium then moves out of the cell, and everything gets confused, because the other ingredients in your cell will look at the potassium and say, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And then there's a fight. That's where disease starts.
Now, we're told that, I mean, from young, we should have 3 square meals. A breakfast is extremely important.
Yes.
Now we're hearing different things. But please, could you just talk a little, give us a little more information about eating healthy and how many times we should eat a day?
Sure. We recommend 5 small meals a day. Breakfast, we recommend, is the most important, because you've been sleeping for at least 7 hours. You're without, not that you're starving, but you're without nutrition. And what do you have in your stomach is all air. So we need that energy with a healthy breakfast: oatmeal, steel oats, chia seeds, not just cornflakes or these sweet cereals and so forth. And you should include a fruit. A lot of people are doing intermittent fasting, in which they're having just water throughout the day and having 1 meal in the evening.
How good or bad is that? I'm happy that you've raised that.
That is an extreme diet. It's extreme. Water is insufficient. We need it, but we also need the food that goes along with it. So if you're gonna do intermittent fasting and have 1 meal, your 1 meal should be lunch, because you're eating that. If you're eating that 1 big meal at dinner, there's not enough time. 4 hours. Are you going to stay awake 4 hours before you go to bed? Most people don't. That sits there, and it actually changes the behavior of your gut. So if you go back to having 3 meals a day, your gut is not going to like that.
I've got a brother, I must say this, who lost almost 50 pounds, and he looks like a brand new person.
That's wonderful.
His complexion is back. He looks younger, and he did it the healthy way by just having salads and beans and water, and really healthy. He's taken a conscious effort, but it takes a lot of discipline. Not everybody can do that.
It takes discipline, and once you've met your goal as far as what you want to lose, then eventually start back with replacing. Instead of just having dinner, have breakfast, a small breakfast, and you should have 3 to 5 fruits a day.
Fruits, the importance of fruits.
Fruits and vegetables, and don't cook your vegetables till they're dead.
Right.
You know, they should still, if it's green, it should still look green. It should still be crispy, because then you're taking out all the nutrition. Don't boil your vegetables, strain that water out. All the nourishment is gone from it. So even if you have to buy frozen vegetables, because they're frozen as soon as they're picked, that is healthier than buying, let's say, broccoli, and it's kept in your fridge and it's wilting. By the time it's wilting, all the antioxidants have left it.
And then all the nutrients are no longer
there. So then you're wasting food, you're going to throw it away.
Doc, I really want to say thank you so much. We're full of gratitude and thanks for taking some time off of your holiday to come, inform, educate, and empower
My
us,
pleasure.
sharing your knowledge when it comes to our health and the importance. Do enjoy your stay here
I
in
will.
Trinidad.
I will. I want to say hello to my sister Gita and her husband Paul.
And an invitation, please, whenever you're back in Trinidad. We'd love to have you.
Oh, thank you so much, Jalisa. Thank you.
God bless you.
And you
thanks
too.
so much.
And you too.
Enjoy the rest of your vacation.
Yes.
God's blessings. My dear friends, this is where we're going to wrap things up for today. Remember, great programming continues right here on Real TV. Tell a friend, tell a family member. Stick and stay with us. A gentle reminder, your health is your wealth. You are responsible for you. So take care of you. Love you enough to make that difference, to make sure and get that intervention and get yourself checked, all right? Life is about the now and loving you. And if you can't love you, I've said it to you before, if you can't love you, you can't love anybody else. All right? So keep smiling, be positive, always know the best is yet to come. Please be good, law-abiding citizens. And here's reminding you, my dear friends, that with God and only God, all things are possible. I am Zalisa Budu Singh Rupani. Thank you so much for choosing us. Have yourselves a great day. See you tomorrow.